Can somebody that has some sort of musical talent, can you form like a really shitty punk band and call it Dan Aykroyd's Dick Nose? You too can slop on my knob. It's one of our Patreon things. Stop brushing my face like that. I'm not a fucking, like, dog. Do you touch dogs' noses like that? I bet you do.
What's the holdup?
It's a little more.
Hello, coming at you after a food gorging party where we gorged ourselves on food.
Yeah.
It's Heather and Zack, and this is What's the Holdup. We made the brilliant decision to record after ingesting calzones. Lunch. Otherwise known as lunch. Large, greasy, meaty, beefy calzones. Actually, no, the calzones had beef in them. I don't know why I said that. They were beefy in spirit.
Yes.
If not in actual
Spirit
meat
beef.
content, they were full of spirit beef.
Spirit beef.
Yes, they were full of spirit beef. If not beefy in content, they were beefy in soul. Soul beef.
Soul beef.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. I'm your soul
Spirit
beef.
I like spirit beef.
I know you like spirit beef. Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron. Okay. So anyways, we're going to attempt to do this
Not
podcast
fall asleep.
with full food babies gestating in our tum-tums. Yes, not fall asleep, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, I just made myself some coffee.
Yeah.
I'm still not doing much yet.
And I was just like asleep
Yeah, you were asleep.
while you were testing the
Woke you
mic.
up to do the
basically.
stupid podcast. Sorry.
That's alright.
I can do it by myself if you want.
You could.
Like everything else I have to do by myself because you don't want to be involved.
Oh.
That was a double entendre.
Intandry?
Double entendre. Just talking about
Why are you
things
in
of a
Tandry?
sexual nature. No, I'm just kidding. Why am I in Tandry?
It sounds like a town. Like you were in Tandry.
I was in Tandry, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna get one.
I'm
No,
gonna double
fuck
this.
that. I'm gonna get a double.
I'm gonna double.
I deserve it. I'm gonna treat myself. A man only goes to Tandry only once, maybe twice in his whole life. So while you're in Tandry, you should get a double. No singles in Tandry. You want a double in
All
Tandry.
doubles.
Any of these English puns do anything for you? So today
Is the day.
is the day. Today is the greatest day of ever now.
Today we talk about families.
Today we talk about
And
families
their ties.
and their ties. Talk about tied families.
Tied families.
So Heather, as you know, families are close units and they have many ties. Many ties, and those ties bind. The ties that bind are the family ties.
They are indeed.
They are indeed. So, before we get into this particular family and what ties bound them together, do you have any IMDb information? for me?
IMDb?
Yes.
I sure
IMDb.
do. IMDb.
What do we got? Hit us with the deets. Slap us right across the face.
Family
of
Ties.
these meaty deets.
1982 to 1989.
Ooh.
So it didn't even
Didn't
make
even
it
hit
out
the
of the
90s.
80s. Yeah. Chronicles liberal ex-hippies Stephen and Elise Keaton, their conservative son Alex, daughters Mallory and Jennifer, and later youngest child Andrew.
That's right. They're one of those series that they brought in a younger child at the end.
Toward the
Didn't
end,
our
yeah.
other sitcom that we're going to be doing next week, didn't Growing Pains do the same
I
thing?
believe it did
Yeah.
something like that, yes.
So
Starring Michael Gross, Meredith Baxter.
I thought it was Meredith Baxter Burney.
Right here it just says Meredith Baxter.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So maybe it was Bernie back then. I don't know.
Maybe.
Mr. Michael J. Fox.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah. Justine Bateman, sister of the other Bateman there.
Jason Bateman. That's
yes.
right. I forgot she was his sister.
Yeah.
That's right. And while she was on this popular show in the 80s, what show was Bro doing?
Show was Bro doing?
Yeah. Do you know that? Do you know what show Michael Bateman.
Jason?
You know why I called him that? Because of fucking Arrested
Jason
Development.
Bateman.
Yeah, do you know what show Jason Bateman was on at the time?
Wasn't he on the other show we're gonna do? No, he wasn't the friend
What?
on there.
No.
No, what show was he on? I forget now.
Well, it started out as Valerie, because it was a vehicle for Valerie Harper. And then after she left and Sandy Duncan came in, it just became called the Hogan Family.
The Hogan, yeah, that's right, the Hogan Family.
He was the big brother.
That's right.
The big brother.
But I know he was on one of these shows as like the friend of one of the
Well,
other
let's
characters.
take a little detour. Let's look up Jason Bateman and see what he was in.
'Cause I know he was
I know one thing he
of
was in
these.
that we should absolutely do sometime. Teen Wolf 2.
Teen Wolf 2, good God.
A movie that is exactly the plot of Teen Wolf 1. Not just sort of. Exactly. Except it's boxing instead of basketball.
Right. I was on Silver Spoons. That's right.
Ah.
That's right. I knew it
Silver
was some
Spoons, a
80s
show I remember nothing about. So anyway, Heather, what do you remember about the Keaton clan and the ties that made them a family?
I remember the theme song more than anything. Which is sad.
What do we do, baby?
Without us? Sha-la-la. Yeah.
We've been together for a million
It is
years.
like a super
We'll be
80s,
together for a million
80s theme
more.
song. Like,
Yep.
wicked 80s theme song.
Well, in the battle of the... No, we'll wait till the next episode to do all the results. I was going to say in the battle of the theme song department, but we'll get there later. All right, so...
Yeah, I remember it. Alex Keaton was always like dressed in like a suit and tie, basically.
Yeah, Alex was...
And he was always like... He was always into politics and like arguing with his parents about politics and stuff.
He was
like
a
that.
conservative.
And
It
he
was
was
like
like
the
an
joke was that
ultra-conservative.
his parents were these liberals from the 60s and he was
Yeah.
like an 80s
Yeah,
Reagan.
and they were like, "Where the hell did you come from? Like,
Reagan
what
guy.
household did you grow up in?"
Yeah,
Basically,
exactly,
is
pretty
their
much.
thinking. They're like, "What? What are you doing?
And
what are you doing right now?"
Yeah, basically, that's Alex B. Keaton was definitely a like a weirdo conservative kid.
Yeah, and
And I'm sure the comedy was like the clashing of sensibilities.
Yeah, and I just remember like the show was all about like the kids growing up and like getting into like teenage problems like
So any sitcom.
yeah it was basically
It's
that
typical
was basically
80s
it.
sitcom. I
Yeah.
seem to remember it being a lot about a family and the ties that they all had together to one another.
You just don't remember anything about
No,
the
I
show.
do. All right, so okay, no, let's break it down. All right, so
It's okay if you don't.
break it down.
You might remember more than me
Can't remember this
because I was really little when
yeah.
this was on.
No, I do remember. All right, so if I'm not recall. Okay, if I recall correctly, the youngest daughter, Jennifer,
Yeah.
was one of those prior to the Olsen twins on Full House really cornering the market on teens with like snappy things that come out of their toddlers that say like snappy
Yeah.
things that you're like, oh, it's cute because the 3-year-old said,
Right.
hey dude or whatever. I believe she was like that. She was like a smart ass, but it was funny because it was coming out of like a little girl kind of thing. I remember more. Her name was what? Tina Yothers played her, right?
Yes.
I actually remember Tina Yothers more from. She had a band for a little while, and they played against Howard Stern's band. So Howard, I don't know if you were ever a Stern listener, like growing up, like teenager or anything. All right, so I used to listen to Howard Stern when it was on BCN all the time before he went satellite, and him and a bunch of his crew had a band. I forget what they were called, but they actually weren't bad. Like Howard sang, Fred I think played guitar, and so they had like this band, and they would face off against other celebrity bands. So like Tina Yother's band came in, Corey Feldman's band I think might have come in one time. So I basically remember that. But as for Family Ties itself, I remember Michael J. Fox's best friend Skippy. Because I remember he was in love with Mallory. Yep. But Mallory had a boyfriend named Nick, I think it is. Yeah, and Nick is like the typical meathead, like biker, like kind of dumb guy. Like he's got the leather jacket and he's like yo and kind of like really dumb, but he's got the heart of gold kind of thing. The parents eventually warm up to him, sort of deal. Skippy's a lot like a Milhouse Lisa situation where like he's in love with her and she doesn't want anything to do with him. So I remember that. Past that, I don't remember. I remember watching it a lot when I was a kid. I just don't remember a lot about it.
Well, I just saw a name on here that I was just very shocked to see.
Yes.
Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox
on there for 19 episodes.
Ooh, that's right. She's Alex's girlfriend.
Oh, really?
For a wicked long time. Yes.
What?
Yes, that's right. I forgot about that.
Really?
Yes.
That's nuts.
You want to know something funny?
That's great.
I was actually thinking that was Growing Pains. But I remember Growing Pains, it's the chick who ended up being his wife was his girlfriend on there. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's right. Courtney Cox played Michael J. Fox's girlfriend for a while.
That's great.
Let's see. That would have been around the time then too, when her very first thing was the Springsteen video, right?
I think so.
Dancing in the Dark, he pulls her up on stage, and yeah. And then of course she was in Ace Ventura. And then eventually she was on some show. I can't remember it. It was about like a bunch of like 20-somethings in New York. Fuck if I know. It must not have been very distinguishable if I can't. No. They were
Tom
more like
Hanks was
acquaintances.
on there for 3.
Was he?
Episodes, yeah.
Awesome. The Hankser.
Back in the 80s when he was doing
Bachelor Party
stuff. Yeah.
Well, no, he was doing. Yeah, that's right. Well, did Busy Bees love to buzz? Was Bosom Buddies an 80s show or a 70s show? For some reason, I thought it was a 70s show. Maybe it was an 80s show.
I think it was one that maybe bled in
Peter Scolari.
It's
the Scolari brothers.
Oh my God.
I put him away for murder.
1980 to 1982.
I apologize then. Bosom Buddies, a show that is. Oh, I would love to do that. And we can look at if there's any redeemable part of that would fly today. Oh, can we please do Bosom Buddies sometime and see how much we cringe?
Yes.
I'm going to be one of those people. I'm not going to blame Tom Hanks because it was a different time. That show had Dan Aykroyd's ridiculously like hot wife on it. Look, I know it's about people's personality. It shouldn't be about their looks and whatnot. And B, that it's a cliche now on sitcoms for like the slobby, out of shape guy to have this like hot wife. But for real though, that was Dan Aykroyd's situation in real life. I don't know if you remember the blonde on the show, but she was very attractive, and she was with, well, let's just say, I mean, for crying out loud, Dan Aykroyd's nose looks like a dick.
Nice.
Well, it does. It's got that line in it and everything. So it looks like, a dickhead. Like, it's just weird. I mean, I don't mean he has a dickhead. I mean, his nose looks like the head of a penis.
Perfect.
So when he sneezes, you know what, I'm not even going to get into it.
Yeah, don't. Just... let's not go there.
No, let's not go up Dan Aykroyd's dick nose.
All right.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah.
Can somebody out there, please, if you're listening, can somebody that has some sort of musical talent, can you form like a really shitty punk band and call it Dan Aykroyd's Dick Nose? I will buy tickets to go see you play live.
Just Aykroyd's Dick Nose?
No, it's gotta be Dan Aykroyd's Dick Nose. Like, they're like for the places that they don't want to get in trouble, they just like put DADN on the thing, Dadden. Like Dadden for short. Like, oh, you going to see Dadden tonight? Yeah. What does the Dadden stand for? You know, like the lesser cool kid who doesn't know, and then this one's like, it's Dan Aykroyd Dick Nose. Oh my god, I love them.
That's the best.
Didn't they play Lollapalooza last year? I don't know. I'm just naming random concerts. What's the big one now? Lollapalooza's not big anymore. What is it? Fucking Bonnaroo? Bonnaroo, Coachella. Jesus Christ. I don't know any of these things. I'm not a young man anymore.
Nope.
And you're not. You've never been a young man, so. So you definitely don't know.
That you know of.
That I know of. Well, you know what? If you were, and you still managed to biologically have a child, I'm very proud of you. And I wish you would tell me, because we could be billionaires right now.
I know, right?
Please let me know how you did that, and we will go. And... No, I'm just kidding. Anyways,
so yeah, family ties.
You got anything else to say about Family Ties?
Oh, that's all I remember. So I'm pretty excited to...
Get wait to see Gross Michael.
Yeah.
Who went on to be in such things as Tremors.
Tremors, I know. I love him on Tremors.
I love him on Tremors, too. Last thing I saw him in was Grace and Frankie.
Really?
He plays this super, like, gay S&M tune. It's hilarious, yeah. I like actors that are not full of, like... That show has been awesome for people like Martin Sheen and, like... Well, you know... Someone like Martin Sheen, I know this is going to... I don't mean to turn this into, like, the Grace and Frankie podcast, but Martin Sheen is someone who I could easily see being like, well, I got a reputation, I'm not going to play a gay guy. But the other guy, for some reason, the Sam Waterston, I don't see having that much of a problem with it. But Martin Sheen, but then it's kind of like, you know what? I bet he's, like, either A, like you said, like, I don't give a fuck, I'm this old, it doesn't matter, I'm Martin Sheen, who cares? Or B... He's one of the Hollywood, you know, liberal elite where, like, you know, he's just like, this is my way to show that I'm cool and inclusive. They do a really good job on that show. They do. I like the Grace and Frankie. They make a good product. I like what Netflix has done with the Grace and Frankie. It's a good show, and you could do worse than to part with your $10 a month for the Netflix. Because not only do you get Grace and Frankie, but you get all kinds of good shows and movies. And some of them don't suck. So you should totally get it, and then you can watch Grace and Frankie and Orange is the New Black, and Orange is the New Black Orphan, and Orange is the New Black Butler. You just have a whole bunch of shows that have orange and black in the title. Orange is the New Black Mirror is my favorite. Goodness. That one's my favorite. Orange is the New Black Pudding I didn't like very much, but that's probably because I don't really like black pudding.
Yeah.
Or oranges. And black pudding with oranges in it is just gross. Do you have anything else to add, my dear?
No.
Alright. Well, I'll let you people alone then and stop
do this shit.
Riffing all over you.
Riffing all over your face.
Just riffing all over your face, neck, and chest. Just making shit up as I go along. That's what this podcast is. Preparedness, scripts. A Jedi knows not these things. Homer Cleese cares not for beans. Oh, God. Alright, we'll be back in a little bit.
I bet we've been together for a million years, and I bet we'll be together for a million more. Oh, it's like I started breathing on the night we kissed, and I can't remember what I ever did before. What would we do, baby, without us? What would we do, baby, without us? And there ain't nothing we can't love each other through. What would we do, baby, without us? Sha-la-la-la.
And we're back from watching Family Ties. Sha-la-la-la.
That show's great.
Well, I feel like we've been recording for a million years.
And I guess we'll be recording for a million more. Sorry, guys. You're stuck with us for a million years. Which I guess means we're going to be
What's the hold up, baby, for this show?
Oh my God.
Does it hold up, baby? We want to know.
That's pretty good.
And there ain't no nothing we... Let's address this theme song. This is the worst. Like, the theme song itself is catchy as hell.
Yeah.
But and there ain't no nothing...
Yeah.
We can't... What is the line?
You said, I forget now.
It's like, and there ain't no nothing we can't get our love
I don't know.
behind or something. Ain't no nothing. Oh, it's ridiculous.
Ain't no nothing.
Without you, sha-la-la-la. Christ. Yeah, the theme song's good. What'd you think of the rest of the show?
I thought...
What was your impression of, what did you think of the ties that this family was bound together by? The Keatons.
It was great. I mean, there were some, like, cringeworthy parts because, you know, with us being, like, just like his parents, like, so liberal.
Yeah, I was afraid this episode was going to get political out. I can't avoid it. This show was the direct opposite of what most... excuse me. This show is the direct opposite of what most sitcom dynamics are. The parents are very liberal and accepting,
like it says in the
and
description,
open-minded.
ex-hippies.
Yes, and open-minded. And their oldest son is this fucking young Republican.
Young Republican.
Ronald Reagan worshipping,
suit and
tie wearing, hip to be square, listening to fucking like capitalist to a fault. He's an economics major and all this shit. You know, he's fucking greed is good there from Wall Street. Yeah, the other daughter, Mallory's like a brain dead, like shopaholic, you know, typical like bimbo. The only one that's normal is, you know, Jennifer is pretty much normal, the youngest daughter. And then of course we have Andy. But before we get to Andy and the magical ability for television to warp time, so I was thinking about this, and again, not to make it political and not to get super serious, but this show made me feel really bad because I was thinking about it, and so obviously Elise and Stephen Keaton are fictional characters.
Yes,
but I don't think they were fictional in that someone in the writers' room was like, let's make up this archetype that doesn't exist. Let's make up this hippie thing where they believe in this and that. Obviously, it there's some expression of the writer's beliefs. Yeah. Somewhere down the line, someone had these, you know, thoughts and beliefs and whatnot. Meaning that there are people that were like this, and so forgive me for any conservative listeners and whatnot, but this show, viewed through the current lens, it made me sad because I was like, oh, this is how we got here. So I was thinking about it. This and All in the Family, because in many ways this is the reverse of like All in the Family. Yeah. So I'm thinking All in the Family came before it, right?
Yep.
Now, I've often wondered, now I get it. So in the 70s, okay, you had shows like All in the Family that dealt with things like rape, infidelity, race issues. You had Maude, which was a spin-off which dealt with Maude herself had an abortion. First primetime character. I say first primetime because I think Susan Lucci on All My Children, I'm not going to look it up, but I believe her character, I believe Erica Kane had one. She's the first person on TV, but Maude's like the first primetime person. I believe something like that. I am getting somewhere. Anyways. So you had these very like liberal ideas on TV to the point where Archie Bunker, despite resonating with a lot of like middle America and whatnot, is supposed to be not the villain. Archie's a good guy at heart, but the he's supposed to be the last of a dying breed, I guess we'll say. Yeah. He's supposed to symbolize the old guard, as in, you know, this is the conservative white male who has grown old, overweight and impotent,
set in his ways,
but he's, you know, after him there will be no one to pass on his lineage. Right. That's at least what it felt like to me. So then you get to a show like Family Ties, where there's a little bit of an age difference, but let's pretend that it's Mike and Gloria and these are their kids. Yeah. And it's you get this picture of, we were on our way to that, and then the 80s happened. And I hate to pin all this on one person, but it feels like Ronald Reagan, like is responsible for the way the country is now. Like, he fucking turned everything around and was like, no. You hippies are the dying breed. I'm gonna brainwash your children into thinking that, greed is good and blah-bitty. And that's the sad thing, because there was a bit of a, you could say that it's like an ebb and flow, and like, okay, and then we came along in the 90s, but you have to remember the 90s was the whole slacker thing, so even if we disagreed with some of our parents' ideals, we didn't fucking do anything about it.
Yeah.
So there wasn't as much of a, I forget which is up or down, so I don't know if I should say as much of an ebb or as much of a flow, whatever.
Flow is up.
Flow is what happens every month when I don't take my pills. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, I don't know. It doesn't seem like there was as much. There wasn't enough of a course correction.
Yeah.
And then we swung back that way again in the early 2000s with fucking Jug Ears there, which in hindsight even he isn't that bad. And he started 2 fucking wars. So you have to wonder how bad the new guy in town is. Right. If we're like, oh, remember George W? He was cute.
Right, yeah,
he wasn't so bad.
He wasn't so bad.
He's like a puppy that pees on the floor. Yeah. He pees on the Middle East every now and then, but, you just hit him on the nose and say, bad dog.
Have him back.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry. So that's our political
Kooky
corner.
Old W.
Yeah, and we're done with our little political corner. Sorry about that. Hope we didn't offend anybody.
No, but that's what the show's about.
That's what I'm saying. That's
what it is.
Because like, I'm watching it and I'm like, so because the show was originally, I guess, supposed to be about Elise and Steven. It was supposed to be about Michael Gross and Meredith Baxter Burney's characters, the parents, and Michael J. Fox proved to be so popular and charismatic, which I agree with. Yeah. He's fucking great. I love Michael J. Fox. I have a strong suspicion that he doesn't hold the same personal politics outside of the show. I could be wrong, but I don't think he does.
No, I don't.
In fact, on Spin City, wasn't that mayor Democrat or something?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. But so, excuse me. Anyways, he became the breakout star, much like the Fonz or Urkel. Not quite as annoying as those. Not quite as one note as those two, I suppose.
Yeah.
But much like Archie, he learns his lesson. He's got, in the end, he's got heart in the end.
Yes.
But here's the problem, though. Unlike with Archie, you can laugh it off and be like, he's old, he's set in his ways, pretty soon he won't be here. But Alex is the one moving forward.
Right.
And it's, Elise and Steven that are going to be... That's the scary thing. Yeah. So I'm watching the show and I'm like, so he was the breakout star... So it was the opposite. Not just only was it the opposite of Archie Bunker, but unlike with Archie Bunker, people weren't laughing at Alex saying, haha, you're the wrong one. They're probably going along with him and being like, oh, Alex knows what's up. His parents are fucking clueless. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm like, am I supposed to be... Like, I can't tell. Am I supposed to be like, is he the hero? Am I supposed to go, like, be agreeing with the shit he's saying? Or... I mean, I know some of it's played for comedic effect, like him trying to run his brother's daycare and all that shit.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know.
Well, first he tries to take the kid out of the daycare because it teaches sharing and teaches the little brother's putting a diaper on a doll and he, like, flips out.
Oh, my God, that was pretty fucked up.
Because, right?
Or he's like, where's your wife? And he's like, out working. He's like, you're leaving now.
You're leaving.
Like, okay.
Yeah. When he goes on the date with that girl and he tells her, like, I'm just trying to, like, teach you how to be, like, respectable.
Oh, because she was too forward?
Because she was too, wild
Alex
and out there.
Alex likes his women to know their place, clearly.
Yeah. Well, he learns his lesson, though.
Does he?
Kind of.
Yeah, that's right. He got Parkinson's.
Oh.
Karma's a bitch. No, I'm just kidding. That's we don't know if the character Alex P. Keaton actually got Parkinson's. It's just Michael J. Fox himself, and he doesn't deserve it.
No.
I bet right now he wishes
that
he could
treasure.
Go back in time. Just kidding. Yeah, he is a national treasure. He's not the national treasure.
No.
that Nicolas Cage was looking for in the film National Treasure.
Should have been.
But he fucking should have been.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing if Nick Cage could. I can't do a Nick Cage because I think it's probably going to come out as Christopher Walken.
Yeah, don't.
With like
don't try.
A little bit of a deeper timbre or something. But and I definitely can't do Michael J. Fox. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do two completely different voices and pretend it's them, and you guys can pretend it's them. So I'm saying it'd be great if he was like, "Oh, I'm going to find this national treasure," and then Michael J. Fox is like, "I'm right over here, Nick Cage. Oh, I found Michael J. Fox. Oh, yeah.
Oh
Bring me back to the future, baby." That's my Nick Cage and Michael J. Fox impression.
Show's over. We're done.
God damn it. You don't know how to fucking go along with anything, do you?
I do. Well, that's good.
Oh.
Snap.
Snap.
Snap, crackle, and pop.
Anyways, so getting away from the...
So, the magical aging child.
Magical aging child. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was
I understand
weird.
that television is supposed to be a medium where you suspend disbelief. Otherwise, how else could you ever possibly accept the fact that this family, 90% of all their interactions and everything that happens in the kitchen?
And sometimes in the living room.
They almost never show the living room on that house. It's almost always the kitchen.
Well, from the episodes we watched.
No, I was reading about it. It's almost always the kitchen.
Yeah. The kitchen's huge.
Right, that's true. Well, exactly. But anyways, no, so...
but yeah.
But Andy is born in, like, the end of the third season, I think? Something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
so
then we started the fourth season.
We watched the first episode of basically every season. Yeah. And...
So at the beginning of the fourth season, he's a baby.
He's a baby. So... But in the at the beginning of the third season, she wasn't even pregnant.
Right.
So she gets pregnant in the third season and has the baby in the third season. So, fast pregnancy.
Right. And so when she has the baby... Alex is a sophomore in college.
Yep.
Right, when she has the baby?
Yeah.
And is what's her name starting college yet? Or no?
No.
Alright, that's the next... Okay. So Alex is a sophomore in college. And Mallory's a senior and Jennifer is like still in middle school. Then at the beginning of the fifth season, Andrew or Andy or whatever you want to call him,
Andy is going into preschool.
He's going into preschool. He's at least 5 years old? 4 maybe? 4 is generous.
I'm gonna say 4.
All right, so 4. So we've now jumped ahead 4 years, except we haven't because Alex is now a junior.
And Mallory's
just starting college, and Jennifer's just starting high school.
Yeah.
So the baby just lost 3 years, and nobody
the baby aged,
well, like almost 4 years, whatever. The baby lost aged
3.5 years.
Yeah,
and everybody else aged at the same rate they were aging,
and nobody thinks it's weird.
It's really
just don't acknowledge it.
Yeah,
I've never seen that kind of phenomena exactly happen. Like I've heard of shows doing time jumps.
You usually see it in soap operas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they age the children?
They age them real fast.
Yeah.
Like, you literally... Like, a soap opera character could have a baby, and then 3 months later, the baby is, 10 years old.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's nuts. They they age the kids really fast on soap operas.
Sarah Michelle Gellar was one of the kids, right? Wasn't she, was she Bianca? Yeah. Erica's daughter, Bianca.
She's the rape baby.
Because who raped her?
I forget.
I didn't know she had a rape baby.
Well, Erica had the rape baby.
I know that Bianca didn't have a rape baby.
Oh, she did too.
Oh, she did? Yeah. Jesus Christ, who's raping all these Kane girls?
Kane women. Yeah.
Kane women, yeah. Jesus.
Actually,
anyways.
Oh, no, maybe she wasn't the rape baby. No, Bianca, I don't think was the rape baby. I think that was Kendall.
Okay.
That she gave up for adoption.
Remember Natalie and, what's her name? What was Natalie's twin sister there with the fucking... Janet? Janet! Yes, with the fucking black wig.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Can we just turn this into the fucking All My Children podcast? That's it. Fuck Family Ties. Okay, so... What else do you remember? Because I remember, let's see, Palmer and Phoebe and Tad. And then there was Wrong Tad for a while, but then Real Tad came back.
Yeah.
But Wrong Tad looked sort of like Real Tad. It was weird.
Yeah.
The only other time I saw Tad outside of All My Children was in the movie Hexed.
Tad.
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 He was married to what? Skylar? Or Sky?
No.
Yes, her name was Sky.
No.
What do you mean no?
I don't think so.
No? I'll look it up right now. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet?
Nothing, because you might be right.
Whose mom was Opal? Was that Tad's mom? But he didn't know his real mom. Yeah. So what was his name? Tad what?
Tad Martin.
Tad Martin, okay. Was it T-H-A-D or just T-A-D?
T-A-D.
Tad Martin.
Who names their fucking kid Tad?
Well, that's why I wondered if it was like...
What is Tad?
I don't know.
What is Tad short for?
What's Tad, Precious?
What's Tad's, Precious?
You know, Tads. Tad. Boil them, smash them, piss them in the stew. Whatever.
Oh,
pissing in the stew room.
Why are we looking this up right now?
Because I want to prove you fucking wrong. Okay. His relationship with Dixie Cooney made it reaching. Oh wait, Dixie. Was Dixie the one he was with?
Yes, Dixie is the one he was married to.
Wait a minute.
Sky is a completely different character.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, Sky actually crossed over to General Hospital.
Alright, fine. Maybe it was Dixie then. Fucking A. Fine, Dixie. Whatever the fuck. Alright. Sorry. So I was wrong. Well, I'm glad we didn't fucking bet on it then.
Right.
So, there. Jesus Christ. Were we really just looking up fucking...
Tad Martin?
We
Adam
sure
Chandler.
Were. Oh my god. Adam and Stewart. Oh
Adam
god.
and Stewart. Oh.
Holy shit.
R.I.P.
I wonder how many people are listening to this like, what the fuck?
Oh, his name was Thaddeus. So it should have been
right.
Thad.
Yeah.
But it was Tad.
God. I know, so many people are probably like, I've never fucking... What are you talking about? Why are you talking about soap operas? Well, I'll tell you why. Because when you're a kid...
Cut some of this out.
Why do we have to cut anything out? Fuck that. They're gonna hear all about this shit. Why not? I will be the first to admit, I watched soap operas when I was a child on summer vacation. Because there was nothing else on. It was all repeats and shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was no Cartoon Network, so fuck it. It was either that or fucking Andy Griffith and I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched and Gilligan's. That's how I learned about all those shows, because fucking during summer vacation. And then 1 o'clock I'd watch All My Children with my mom, and then One Life to Live afterwards. So there.
Yeah. So Sky, by the way, Sky Chandler, was Sky Chandler Quartermain.
Okay. Alan Quartermain.
Yes, like the Quartermains on General Hospital.
Right.
So she started off on All My Children.
Okay.
And was also on One Life to Live and General Hospital. What? Yeah, she was on all three.
Man, we need to stop, or else I'll start going into One Life to Live and talking about Vicky and shit.
Oh, I know.
So, family ties.
Vicky.
Vicky
and Nikki, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Shit. Why are there so many fucking split personalities on? How did we get on soap operas? Oh, the fucking magical aging child. He can fucking slob on my knob. And you know what? I can say that because he's an adult now.
Oh my god. Stop.
So fuck you guys.
But he's a child that we're talking
about. No, I'm
talking
about... Let me classify.
Classify?
Let me specify.
Let me
clear something up, okay? Let me clear my throat. No. Let me make this clear. I'm talking about the actor now. No, when he was a child.
Clearly Canadian.
Because that is... I don't know if he's Canadian. Because that is... Oh, fuck you. Because that is illegal. Well, but he, as an adult now...
Yes, can
slob on my knob for pulling the wool over so many people's eyes back when he was a child. And you too can slob on my knob. It's one of our Patreon things. Anyone who becomes a patron in the $5 tier every month, when you give the money, you have to, instead of sending it electronically, you have to personally come to my place of residence
and slob on my knob.
and hand me an envelope with 5 singles in it, and then you have to slob on my knob.
Wow.
That's just something that we at What's the Holdup offer to you. As a little, we like to go a little bit above and beyond.
To infinity and beyond.
Now, I'm sorry, I can't slob on your knob because Heather won't let me, because that'd be cheating. So.
It's also cheating if other people slob on your knob.
What? No. Slob on my knob. I can't believe we're saying the phrase slob on my knob.
You started it.
Oh my god.
You bastard.
Slob on the cob?
Slob on the cob.
Slob on my cob. Corn on my knob. Nubby nubby corn corn.
Oh my god, stop.
Slip sliding away.
Stop.
Stop brushing my face like that. I'm not a fucking, like, dog. Do you touch dogs' noses like that? I bet you do.
No.
But you're like, here, kitty. Yeah, the doggy.
Yeah, here, kitty.
Here, Funyun.
I want a dog named Funyun.
I want a dog named Funyun.
We ever got a dog?
Oh,
That's
God.
what his name's
And
gonna
folks,
be.
we don't even smoke pot. Imagine if we did. Oh, my God. We should do the first podcast. Instead of podcast. Oh, I'm sure people do it. Never mind. Podcast. The Podcast podcast. I wonder if someone has one called Podcast. They probably do, right?
Oh, look it up.
Yeah, probably
You
do.
can cut it out.
Cut it out. Anyways, so do you have anything else to say about? So what do you? Did you say something about the show? What do you want to say?
I did.
I did. I said that the little kid aged like a weirdo.
Yeah, the podcast.
And then I said that I wanted to slob on Michael J. Fox's knob. But that I couldn't because up to about 45 years of age, he still looked like he was 12. And I just didn't feel right.
He still
even though
looks
I knew
like
he was
he's
old.
12.
No, now he finally looks like he's like in his 30s. Actually, I don't mean to be an ass because all joking aside, I didn't mean anything about those Parkinson's jokes. I love Michael J. Fox. Last year or two, back in 2015 when they had all the shit about Back to the Future 2 and all that.
Oh, yeah.
I forget if it was Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon. Like he and Christopher Lloyd showed up on. They did like a little skit.
Kimmel.
Kimmel. He looked bad.
I know.
He really looked bad. He is looking his age, like, and then some.
So did
It
Christopher
sucks
Lloyd.
though because but with Michael J. Fox, you wonder like it almost looked the part he could have been because it really sucks because he got the Parkinson's and then he. Like, I think that's when he decided to stop Spin City. But he ended up coming back to TV, and he actually has, if you haven't seen it, you should check it out. He has an awesome, couple episode run on Scrubs, where he plays a doctor with, not Parkinson's, but, OCD.
Right.
It was really cool. And that's
I saw that. He was good.
Yeah, and that's one of the episodes has a
He's always good.
a roof toilet, which is pretty
I've always loved Michael J. Fox.
Yeah. Me too. You ever seen
Doc
The Secret of My
Hollywood?
Success?
No, but Doc Hollywood was good.
Is that the one that Cars is based on? Everyone says Cars is just a copy of Doc Hollywood. That's what I've always heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never seen Doc Hollywood, but
That's good. Obviously, Back to the Future is great.
Back to the Future is great. Secret of My Success is awesome.
Yeah.
You need to see that if you haven't seen that. He goes to stay with his uncle, like he's out of business school, and he wants to go work for. I forget exactly. He ends up sleeping with his uncle's wife, and it's not his his what do you call it? Not his biological aunt or anything.
Right.
It's a funny movie. It's a good movie. I've never seen. Oh, Teen Wolf. Obviously, he was great.
Yes.
I've never seen Bright Lights, Big City.
Yeah.
What else was he in?
He was in. Let's see.
Oh, he was in that movie Greed with Kirk Douglas and Jenny McCarthy. That wasn't that great. Is Kirk Douglas still alive?
I don't know.
Isn't he 100 or something? Fucking Spartacus. Wait, did he play Spartacus?
Yes.
Yes, that's right, he did. Fuck that, I knew that too. Kirk Douglas. This is just wait for the fucking the feedback on this one. This is not funny. Clickety clack, clickety clack. Oh fuck yeah! I am so good. He is 100 motherfucking years old.
Wow.
He was born in 1916. Wow. All that stroking and shit, and he is still around. 100 fucking years old. That's insane. Kirk Douglas, born Isar Danielovich. Oh, comrade, you come to America, change your name to Douglas. Christ, Michael Douglas, 72.
Oh, Life with Mikey.
I never saw that.
I saw that.
It didn't sound good.
Greedy.
Oh, Greedy, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
For Love or Money. I recognize that. I don't think I ever saw it.
Yeah, I don't know. Alright, let's get bored. Anyways,
Oh, yeah, Frighteners. I love Frighteners.
Oh, I fucking hate that movie.
Oh, I like that movie.
Oh my god, I fucking hate that movie so much.
And Mars Attacks.
Oh, I love Mars Attacks. Let me guess, it's the only Tim Burton movie you don't like. Oh, that's right, he was the voice on one of them.
He was the voice.
No, let me tell you something about the Frighteners.
And Stuart Little.
That's right, with Hugh Laurie, before he went all house.
Right.
I wanted to like the Frighteners. The commercial was so fucking cool. And then I actually watched the movie, and it sucked. It wasn't anything like what I thought it was going to be.
We gotta watch the Frighteners.
Sure.
Because
you can do that.
I really like the Frighteners.
I'll tell you what, maybe I'm wrong. And that's Peter Jackson. That was his first, big budget movie. I'll tell you what, then. We will watch... I think it's because they tried to bill it as, almost like a Ghostbusters, and then you watch it, and it's, an R-rated thing.
Yeah.
Fucking, I don't know. I'll tell you what, then. Let's do the Frighteners after Growing Pains.
Yeah.
Alright, you heard it here first, folks. Why don't you write that down, you little fucking pad of electronic paper. A.K.A. a smartphone. I'm smart. I don't know what's going on. I frequently lose control of my mind.
Oh yeah, he was on Rescue Me.
And then I end up voiding my bowels all over the bed. And the nurse comes in and she's like, "Oh, Mr. Pinterest, you had an accident again." And I'm like, "Yes, I did." And she's like, "Are you heir to the Pinterest fortune?" And I'm like, "No, it's just a coincidence." And she's like, "Oh, fuck, I was only taking care of you because I thought you had that sweet Pinterest cash. I'm leaving." And then I'm like, "Nurse, will you at least clean up my bed first? I don't want to sleep in the poopies." And she's like, "No, fuck you, because you're not Pinterest rich."
Okay.
You done looking what you're looking at?
Well, yeah, I was talking to you.
Yeah. What did you say? I'm sorry. I kind of went off on a thing.
I know. I was saying he was on Rescue Me.
Oh, the show with Dennis Leary.
Yes.
I said it before you did. I used to love Dennis Leary. For a long time, he was my favorite comedian.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him.
He does TV now. He did Rescue Me, then he had that other show.
Not very good TV.
I was gonna say, you hate Rescue Me, or at least you've said you did.
I didn't love it.
So Family Ties. The family was tied up and beaten mercilessly. But yeah, so Family Ties. What do you think? Ultimately, does it hold up?
Yeah.
Well, did you still laugh?
I did.
Yeah, I
still liked it.
So I'll tell you what then. We'll give it a tentative. Just barely holding up. But let's see next week if it holds up better than Growing Pains.
Yes.
Because if not, then it won't be the winner.
Correct. You done good, baby.
That's how that works.
Yes.
Until then, we will see you later. Wait, no, we're not going to see you until then. I'd be constantly looking at you until whatever. Yeah, so we'll be back next week with Growing Pains, and we'll be sharing the laughter and love with you guys.
Yay!
And but until then,
we're gonna sha-la-la-la
sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la. No, wait, we're supposed to do it together.
Sha-la-la-la.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.